I turned all the cars in F1 22 into Red Bulls by modding the game files. This means every car will have the performance of a Red Bull, and I've also changed the liveries of the cars as well. Some of them turned out deep fried or worse, but I decided to leave them in there. There's also a twist. I've left the Williams untouched so that I can use the Williams to race against all 18 Red Bulls. I was originally going to do this at Monaco, but seeing as modding the performance of the cars into Red Bulls means that I can't turn the car enough around the hairpin to make the corner. I don't know the exact science behind this, but it left for some pretty interesting results. Seems like George Russell and Leclerc aren't a great driver match for the Red Bull. At least the AI know what it's like to drive a controller around Monaco. So that got me thinking, why not try Spa? It's a great track, but it seems that the AI only wanted to leave me enough space to fit Latifi's trophy cabinet. Moving on to the actual challenge itself, we'll be running on Red Bull difficulty. If you don't already know, it's 110 difficulty plus the performance of all the Red Bulls against the worst car in the grid. And we'll be starting from pole position, doing a first to last challenge. Well, hopefully not last, but you get the idea. No points for guessing how I managed to qualify on pole position. And I'm probably going to get slaughtered straight away off the line because this is the best cars on the grid versus only the worst car and no midfield cars in between. You'll also notice some white liveries, and that is obviously mimicking the White Bull. But with that all being said, let's do the challenge. I'm running 0-2 wings here, so if they're going to be faster than me on a straight line, there's literally not much else I can do. It's 5 red lights here, and away we go. Gasly has immediately gotten a better start in the Red Bull. He overtakes us in a P1, overtaken by Tsunoda also in the Red Bull, and Verstappen, of course, being one of the Red Bull drivers originally, takes P3 as the White Bull goes up the inside, and now I'm side by side with the Red Bull as well, going out the exit of turn 2, and looks like the Red Bull's got us there, so I'm just trying to defend the inside line from Bottas, who's driving the Red Bull, and he's going down the inside, and not much. I'm just going to have to yield there and tuck in behind. Try to get a good exit so that Perez, who drives the Red Bull, doesn't attack us going into Lesmo 1, and we manage to keep that position for now. But this is literally the most difficult thing I've done. I haven't done much practice at all at this track as well, so it's not going to be looking good for this challenge, I'm not going to lie. Norris, who drives the Red Bull in the white livery, he's now made it up into P8 ahead of Perez, and Minor Perez has actually overtaken him back, so they're having a big battle here. This is actually helping us out, so the more they battle, this is going to extend our gap and give us some breathing space, which is going to be taken away as soon as they stop battling because they are that much faster than us. So coming to the end of lap 1, we've lost a net 6 positions, I believe, from the start of the race, and it looks like Gasly's already bolted with his teammate also driving the Red Bull behind him, and the Red Bulls are just all over the place battling each other. This is going to help us out a bit because this is the only thing that's going to be able to slow them down, because it's certainly not going to be the performance of our own car in the Williams. I will note that Albon's actually in there as well. He's driving a Williams. It's just the stock Williams, no performance modifications to his cars, so he's doing a good job to keep in there as well, considering he would have started somewhere near the back of the grid. And looks like Perez, out of nowhere, just rocket ships past us. Not much we could have done there. We're running pretty much minimal downforce to have any chance on the straight. And even after using a bit of battery, he's still pretty much quicker than us on the straights. So there's literally nothing we can do. I'm running like 2 on the rear just to add some stability here. And looks like Stroll's coming up to the back of us as well. And there's more side-by-side action as Stroll gets overtaken by the Red Bull driver of Zhou, and Zhou's now onto the back of us as Perez is almost out of the DRS zone in front of us already. I tried to attack these curbs, but I'm not, using the 60 FPS meta, and I'm actually using the 1 FPS meta, if you haven't heard of it already, as Zhou manages to get through us on Lesmo 1, and I think that was Stroll trying to dive up the inside of Lesmo 2, not really going to work there, even with the performance of the Red Bull. And it seems that turning this pretty much into a spec series has improved the racing quality. Well, there's a lot more battling, I would say, in comparison to what, the spread of the midfield and the cars with a higher budget and higher performance. Everybody's pretty much fighting for the same piece of asphalt on the track. As we now have Stroll in the Red Bull behind us. He just pulls in a slipstream, and as you can see, he's still slightly faster than us on the straight, even with 0-2 wings. And we're going to create the suggestion that he doesn't overtake us through Parabolica, but he obviously disagrees with that, and a bunch of his Red Bull teammates also disagree, as I'm getting absolutely harassed here by the Red Bulls. Vettel obviously going back to his former team of Red Bull, and he makes it up into P9 ahead of us. Alonso now making full use of the Red Bull performance, making his way up into P10, the final points paying position. So it looks like we won't be scoring any points this race, which was pretty much to be expected with our car. And it looks like we got a bunch more Red Bulls just behind us, so I literally got to stay on my toes. And it looks like the white Red Bull is now attacking us of Norris. You're probably wondering why that white Bull has no sponsors, and
what the f is this piece of shit?
And the main reason for that is because of the split between McLaren and Daniel Ricciardo the past few weeks, and how messy it was, what happened. And you can still see they're still sponsored by Quadrant on the rear wing, and they got chrome wheels, so they've still got that going for them. But yeah, they'll be looking for some new sponsors pretty soon if they want to keep funding that car. At least there's a lot of seats available for Ricciardo to go back to Red Bull now. We got Stroll attacking us through Parabolica again, and we're going to put the squeeze on him, and he pretty much yields that position a lot easier than the previous time we went around Parabolica. And we got a few pitters now coming into the pits, so this is going to be deadly because their undercut's going to be a lot more potent now that I won't be blocking them. So I'll be trying to pit the next lap, I believe, to try and cover that off as best I can. But it's more than likely that they're going to make up positions when I come to the pits, that's for sure. Stroll in the Red Bull, obviously getting a much better exit than us, going through the second chicane, and not much I could have done there. There seems to be a very popular overtaking opportunity through Lesmo 1 for the AI, as Science is now battling with Schumacher in another white Bull. So it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top there, because it's literally, as far as I know, only the driver stats performance that is the difference between those two cars. Or maybe there is a slight difference between the physics and the body shape of the car as well. As Science just goes well and truly around the outside with no ERS, might I add. And now we're going to pull into the pits. Now I thought, the Red Bull guys would have to quadruple stack here at least to try and get as many cars into the one pit bay, but seems that they've spread themselves out into their original teams. So unfortunately, no advantage for us there. We're just going to have to focus on our own pit stop and try to focus on our own pit stop. But as you know, Red Bull has pretty much the fastest pit stops along the pit lane. So if they're all the fastest pit stops, it's going to be harder to compete against those guys, as one of the white Bulls of Schumacher comes down in front of us. And also they're removing Ferrari from the equation. So obviously it's not going to be a bad pit stop as well, or bad strategy for that matter. As you can see, the white Bull has some interesting sponsors on the rear wing. I guess you could call it innovation, as everyone has one. I'd like to think so, at least. And if you want the Arse Bulls to win this race, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, do all the good things there. Albon, our teammate behind us now. With Hamilton behind him, he's guarding. It's the two greatest of... I think Albon will have some PTSD flashbacks from Austria or Brazil, for that matter. Anyways, Hamilton's finally gotten past our teammate Albon, who's actually driving, the normal Williams, whereas Hamilton's driving Red Bull Performance car, and I'm just unsure why Hamilton is a bit slower than the other Red Bulls. It's not exactly clear why he's not performing to the same level as the other guys. And I think I noticed, if you look at the rear of Hamilton's car, you can see the light flashing, and that means that he's on really low ERS. And my only explanation is that when I modded the game files, it must have made Hamilton use a lot more battery or not be able to recharge it as much, and because of that, he has no straight line speed and can't keep up with a lot of the other cars on the grid. As you can see, Gasly and Tsunoda have absolutely dominated this race, and we have Albon now attacking us, and as we have no battery because we've been fighting Red Bulls the whole race, this is still 110% difficulty. It's not easy even against your own teammates. So I'd like to think that I'm close to the same performance as 110 AI, but with no practice and battling a bunch of Red Bulls in the same race, Albon's definitely pulled his own weight and almost managed to overtake us. Since we started from first position, he's almost overtaken us coming from the back of the grid. So good effort from Albon, but it looks like we're going to actually manage to not finish last, but we did not manage to beat any of the Red Bulls, unfortunately. And that brings us to the end of our challenge. We have not succeeded. The Red Bulls were way too quick. Even Hamilton with no battery Gasly and Tsunoda just dominated this race. I think it's because they're already 50% Red Bull, and when I added all the performance of the Red Bull on top of that, it basically made them 150% Red Bull. That's my only explanation. But this has been a really bizarre video to make. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed making this one. Even modding it had some really weird results. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what kind of ideas you want me to do next, and I'll see you all in a brand new one.